Ashish, hi, good morning. Coming to you from a more fundamental standpoint, let's forget what the charts are saying. I asked this question to Kunal earlier in the week as well. The Nasdaq making a lifetime high is what everyone keeps drawing back to. But look at the composition of that stock. It's got the 100 largest non-financial companies in the world and possibly the 5 to 10 largest tech companies in the world, which are all reporting a huge acceleration in earnings and profitability in the first quarter. Now, over here, you don't have anything like that really transpiring, and to a certain point, markets can follow global cues. But do you think that when the Q1 earnings come and that E really moves away and your PE ratios start going up, this market is going to be able to hold at these levels and possibly even go higher?
Look, I look at it this way, that yes, what you are saying is what is the normal narrative, that markets have moved ahead. But markets always tend to surprise us, and this time is no different. Also remember that when we are trying to compare with Nasdaq, okay, we do not have the same composition here, but we also have one of the very well diversified set of stocks in our frontline indices. And the beautiful part of our stock market is that you always have some sectors which are doing well. So if your banking sector is under stress, you have pharma, you have certain FMCG counters which are showing good results, which are showing good traction. And when it comes to the new economy, you have a bellwether like Reliance, which is taking very giant and significant strides into it. So I don't agree with that we do not have the let's say the wherewithal to outperform and to continue going higher and to be in line with what is happening worldwide. Secondly, yes, markets have surprised everyone on the way up. But like I said, that's the nature of the market, and the good part is that despite the rise, you still have plenty of very good stock picking ideas. If you have, lot of investors have missed the first rally, but there are at individual stock levels, there are plenty of good stock picking ideas. And I think my advice to investors would be to keep in mind that it is bearish times, it is times when the negative narrative is around, that you get stocks at very good valuations. So stay focused, focused on identifying good stocks, and believe me, there are plenty of good stock ideas at this level also. And as long as you have holding capacity and you are able to identify stocks which have good leadership position in their respective business categories, have a good management, good cash position, very low, limited or no leverage, you can pick winners, and believe me, there's still plenty of them around. It's still a stock pickers market despite the run up in the broader indices.
All right, Ashish, thanks for that. It would have been great to sit and pick your brains about which specific stocks you're eyeing out, but we have to really get on with our queries for this morning. So, ironically, it's something you also spoke about, and so did Kunal. It's about Reliance, and we have someone called Rajesh writing to us from Jaipur, and he's already bought 100 shares at 1200, so quite a decent price looking at where it's at right now. He wants to know from the long-term view what he should do. So Kunal, let's just come to you first. Let's look at the chart, and what would you advise Rajesh to do?
So yeah, I think you bought it from a longer-term view. It's a quality stock now, undoubtedly, and I think with all the recent happenings in the news flow, I think it's just about added a lot of boost to the stock price. So I think I can only advise that hold it patiently. You might have those odd periods of market volatility, say, going forward as well. There would be chance of a correction as such. But then when you stick to quality names like Reliance, I think the chance of a reward, substantial high rewards are pretty much high from a longer term view. So I would advise a hold. And I think as a strategy, from wherever you've bought, I think the purchase price, I think the stock comes down to say 20-25% kind of a support level. If it happens, say over the next 6 months to 1 year approximately, then use those opportunities to try and average further and build onto it from a longer term view.
Ashish, I'm assuming that you agree with Kunal's view of hold on Reliance?
Yeah, certainly. I think not only hold, I think at any dip, it is a great buying opportunity, because you have to really admire the way the company has transformed itself from an oil giant to a new economy giant. And I think the kind of investments that are coming in are quite real and quite substantial. Their target of being net debt free in 1 year's time is, I think, almost done. I mean, if you combine the rights issue proceeds with the investments which have come in, which I think after the latest one is about 87,000 crore plus. So you combine that investments of 87,000 crore with the proceeds of the rights issue, they are nearly debt free anyway. So with the whole business of telecom plus the new economy plus the Geomart, the retail, and the existing oil and petrochemical and refining business, I think it's a no-brainer that you have this stock is going to lead the market on the way up. So certainly you have to hold on and use any dips to buy, in my opinion.
Okay, so it's a consensus thumbs up for Reliance coming in from both of our experts. Let's address the next email then. It's from Jasmine Shah. She's based out of Indore. She says she bought 250 shares of IRCTC in the IPO. Wants to know whether she should sell it off and book her profits. Kunal, coming on IRCTC, I know it's a fairly new listing. I mean, you typically don't have too much history in terms of the chart pattern, but can you give any perspective on this one?
So yeah, I think the charts, even though they have limited history, so I won't be able to project on a very, very long-term basis, like something for example, for Reliance Industries. But I think nevertheless, I think it's still a chart which has shaped up pretty well. I think even in this March correction, the stock had not gone through a big sell-off. There was 50% correction to the stock price, but an immediate recovery, almost a V-shaped recovery. So after that V-shaped recovery, the stock has gone more sideways. There are some bullish patterns getting formed for IRCTC. But the only concern which I have when I look at the charts is the kind of volumes which tend to just about fade off whenever the stock goes through a period of correction. Ideally, you want a very, very healthy set of volumes, which should come across for the stock price, not just when the stock rises, but even when the stock goes through a period of correction as well. So I think that could be the only catch over here. But nevertheless, I think the chart patterns look quite stable. The stock price is doing pretty well for itself in the last 2 months or 3 months of this price recovery. So I think in that regards, you should hold on to it from a longer term view.
All right, Kunal, thanks for that. Ashish, coming back to you, let's look at IRCTC fundamentally, given the fact that trains haven't been operational for a while and that there will be a certain resistance to passengers wanting to travel by train as well in the very near future. So what does that do to the price prospects for IRCTC?
Well, I believe that IRCTC has a very good future going forward. There are many things which are positive about this company. One is that it has a very unique model. And if you go by the history of stock markets, anything which is very unique, where there is no competition, there is no substitute, those stocks always carry a very heavy premium. And so the same thing applies to IRCTC. If you have to travel in railways, you have to do booking online through IRCTC portal. Catering in railways is done by IRCTC. So to that extent, there is no substitute. And you're right that currently the passenger traffic is very low and will remain low for some time. But these are not unusual times. And we are obviously hoping and expecting the normalcy to return soon. So whenever it returns, the traffic on railways is bound to pick up. That's how India travels. I mean, railways are the main way of India travels. So there is no way that the company's revenues will not go up, and there's no way that the revenue, growth visibility will in any way get diminished. So company has everything going right for it. Operational parameters are very strong. So in my opinion, it will continue to do well and continue to demand the very heavy premium, which it already has. So I think, in my opinion, the investor should stay invested. The only thing to look out is that it is a government-run company. So should there be any corporate action which is against the investor interest, that is the only caution which I would like to put at this stage. Apart from that, I think it's a clear buy, and the investor should stay invested and should use any dip to buy more if the investor has any money for the long run.
All right, Ashish, thank you for that. And a big thank you to you both, Kunal and Ashish both, for joining us this morning. We're now coming to the end of our query section of the show. Let's